I know that this video isn't TTRPG related, however, it is still nerd related content, so I feel like this is the right channel to post it on. After several years, I'm finally getting back into the Pokemon trading card game. So I just want to go over my first deck right now. This is a modified version of a World Champion 2023 deck. As you can see, there's the coin that came with the deck. And so it is a standard Gardevoir deck. However, I have changed some things, and I'm going to be going over what I put in and what I took out. Now, I don't remember exactly what all I replaced. I've been playing with this deck for a couple weeks now, but yeah. So first of all, I put in this EVV star, and you might be saying, oh, well, why did you do that? It's because at some point I plan on making a Leafeon or Jolteon deck. That's what I used to play back in the day. And so I'm trying to get used to playing with, this card in particular, since it's going to be one of the main parts of that deck. Next up, put in a standard potion. Since this deck is based around Gardevoir, the way I've been playing it is basically building up one Gardevoir on my stand throughout most of the game, and then bringing them out to get in those quick kills. And so I've noticed that having a couple potions and other items like that heal in my deck makes it so if there's effects that attack my stand, then I can heal them quickly. It's not the most convenient. I know that there is better ways to get around that. However, for a new player, I found that it's pretty easy to have potion cards like this in my deck. This one kind of goes along with what I was saying with the last one. This card here allows you to play it. It's a trainer and allows you to take a energy from your hand and attach it to one of your benched Pokemon. You might be saying, oh, well, Derek, you can already do that, but this lets you do it multiple times per turn, which once again really helps me build up that Gardevoir. The Hyper Aroma was another card that I added to this deck. It allows you to search for 3 basic Pokemon from your deck. I know that there are better ways to do this, but once again, I pulled this card from a random pack, and so I put it in the deck, and honestly, it's been pretty useful to get those routes out on the board early on. I know with this deck, you technically only need 1 route to get multiple Gardevoirs. However, it's still a good thing to have here, especially if you get a slow start. Like, if you get an EX or something to the point where you can't mulligan, it really makes it useful to have this in your hand. The one fault that this card does have is that you're only allowed to have 1 card of this type in your deck at a time. It's difficult to get around that. Honestly, I wish that I could have 4 of these in my deck, like any other card. However, that would make it really overpowered. I also added in Gym Trader, allows you to draw 2 cards. And if any of your Pokemon in the active spot were knocked out within the last turn, then you draw 2 more cards. It's pretty useful, especially for getting those energies to attach to, my Gardevoir. Hop is a very standard card. Draw 3 cards. Honestly, it can be very useful, once again, if I just get a really bad start. Luna's Aid, once again, very good. It allows you to draw up to a combination of 3 basic Pokemon or energy and put them into your hand. These are really good cards, y'all. This deck, the pre-con version, has 4 versions of this card, VIP Battle Pass, and I get that can be good for tournament use. I'm not using this for tournament use, though, so I took all of them out except for 1, and that's where I replaced a lot of these cards with, because this card is pretty much useless. It's good for using stuff like an Ultra Ball or that stuff where you have to sack cards, but the second that your first turn is over, this only becomes a sacrifice card. Now, one of my favorite cards in this entire deck, and I actually traded this with one of my friends from a different pre-con Pokemon deck, the Pokestop. This is a really good card. It's a stadium, which means that it is in play until someone else puts a different stadium or has an effect that cancels out stadiums, and it affects both players. The card reads as follows. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard 3 cards from the top of their deck. The player must discard any items or any non-items from their hand. This can be really useful. Let's say that I'm in play, it's my turn, I draw these 3 cards, and all of a sudden I get, 3 energy. This would be a crappy deal. Honestly, it's a gamble. There can be times where you get 3 energy, or there could be times where you get 2 rare candies and a suspicious food tin. Which, once again, since this is going to use a lot of specific energy, I kind of needed that cards.
And now here's the complete deck.